disintegrate people and shit like that.
And snipers were taking cats out 3.5 miles away. Like that ain't fucking running at fucking motherfuckers with axes and fucking, you know, farming.
So like if you look at shit, like nowadays if you think like as an effective killing machine because of the technology, that's one thing. But what about back then when you like you think a soldier fortunate back then in like a Roman era would be able to survive now in the way how they do things?
It's a different ball game, you know.
Like I mean, they had different what do you think is more? I mean, what would you honor more? Somebody that can eliminate somebody from a far distance and has a gun, or somebody that ain't a fucking warrior and like kill you 12 motherfuckers?
You were the last man standing. You were the last man standing. Yeah. You were the last. You were the last man standing because you were in a fucking tree and no one else even saw it. You know, like that's like hunting. You know, like
that's so nowadays when I look at shit like that, I was like, wow, there were really men on this planet that had that capability to kill fucking multiple people. You always write the choruses here, so that's another thing.
Yo, and now it's life after death. I left my best friend's frame and pull a knife from his chest. I put aside and let it rest in his murderous hands and have her murder herself so we can further advance. You see the paramedics came an hour past with the body bag. He did a 5-month bid cause he passed the polygraph. No more beefing, no Tina or Ike Turner. She dead and he alive, I ain't seeing it, vice versa. And now the suffering is done. A best friend has his brother and the mother has a son. No more crying, no more visits to the gravesite. Nobody dying, you were living, so embrace life. Damn, but something different, something ain't right. And I can hear a voice in the distance say his name like wrong. You know when death will never grow apart. You just a zombie with a broken heart. What? You just a zombie with a broken heart. My best friend is a zombie with a broken heart. I don't know if I could use that phrase, but I mean I like the sounds in it.
yeah.
And I just thought that I'm gonna do something. Like I told you I was gonna do what I was gonna do conceptually.
Right.
And basically the third verse is gonna be real simple because it's the first verse, but taking the he out and
Right, and putting it into the reality of what it was.
Yeah, and then exactly, like showing one part. The second verse goes more on to my friend actually living his life, still being a zombie, but then eventually he kills himself to be back with that broad. But the third verse comes down to just this bitch would have never gave a fuck even off the bat if she was in the same predicament. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which she isn't.
Wow.
So it's some crazy shit. Was that dude?
Oh yeah.
Yo, tell us about Rick Moranis.
Yo, that dude's a fucking legend. Now we out here in light of all the revolutionary shit that's going on in the Middle East and shit, but we don't have nothing to do with that shit. We're just doing an ill song today. To Egypt, Yemen, your boys in Jordan, and you know whatever other places having some sort of revolt.
Word.
Yo, yeah. So it's life after death. I lift my best friend's frame and pull a knife from his chest. I put aside and let it rest in his murderous hands and have her murder herself so we can further advance. You see the paramedics came an hour past with the body bag. He did a 5-month bid cause he passed the polygraph. No more beefing, no Tina or Ike Turner. She dead and he alive, I ain't seeing it, vice versa.
This will be the first thing that I'm doing that's actually gonna have a lot of footage and pictures and stuff. I'm real excited about that. That's gonna be
dope. Because now it's like the creative process is not just somebody just going in and being like, yeah, let me get this done. And there's an unraveling, there's engagement, there's a lot of things that are more involved.
Yeah, a lot of things in play. Like, and at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's gonna be real dope when we have all this footage and all the pictures, and then looking back, having the album, and then looking back at the whole process. Like,
yeah. And then you're probably gonna see some footage with me wearing the same shirts. not a lot of shirts. That's another thing about being a starving artist.